Kicking off the list in 10th place, we have Desperado, an aerodynamic steel hypercoaster located at Buffalo Bills Resort and Casino in Nevada, USA. It opened 30 years ago in 1994 and was just the third hypercoaster to ever be built. It was also in the Guinness Book of Records for tallest coaster in the world in 1996, a record it doesn't come close to holding now. Desperado reaches a height of 209 feet or 64 metres and has a top speed of 80 miles per hour, which is 130 kilometres per hour. The track length comes in at 5,843 feet or 1,781 metres and takes 2 minutes and 43 seconds to ride. Uniquely, part of the ride runs indoors through the main area of the casino. In 1999, magician Lane Burton tied himself to the tracks, giving himself just a few minutes to escape, which of course he did, otherwise this would be a very morbid start to the video. Unfortunately though, the ride was closed when the pandemic hit in February 2020, but all hope is not lost. This ride hasn't been totally abandoned. Instead, the resort carries out regular testing and maintenance checks in anticipation of a reopening. Incredicoaster takes up 9th spot on this list. It's a steel launch coaster located at Disney California Adventure Park in, well, California in the USA. Incredicoaster, previously known as California Screamin', was opened in 2001 and is the only roller coaster with an inversion at Disneyland. It's also the fastest, reaching a maximum speed of 55 miles per hour or 89 kilometers per hour. It has a track length of 6,072 feet, which is 1,851 meters, and takes 2 minutes 36 seconds to ride. Due to its close proximity to residential areas, Disney installed tunnels throughout the ride to block the screams from riders and reduce the noise complaints from people living in Anaheim and Garden Grove. The rebranding of the coaster happened in 2018, and it included a new queue line, engineering reboots of the existing launch system, and a new storyline. The opening of Incredicoaster was on June the 23rd, 2018, to coincide with the release of The Incredibles 2. The first wooden roller coaster on this list comes in at 8th place, and that is the Voyage, located at Holiday World in Indiana. The ride has the most airtime of any roller coaster in the world, with 24.2 seconds. Another unique aspect of the ride is that it has 5 tunnels. The track length of 6,442 feet, or 1,964 meters, takes passengers 2 minutes and 45 seconds to complete. It's widely considered one of the best wooden roller coasters ever built, and was awarded by Time magazine as the best roller coaster in the world in 2013, and it's never fallen out of the top 4. When the Voyage opened on May the 6th, 2006, the first 28 seat reservations were auctioned off on eBay, with proceeds donated to Riley Children's Foundation in Indiana. The coaster reaches a height of 163 feet or 50 meters, and reaches a top speed of 67 miles per hour, which is 108 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, in 2021, a passenger did lose their life on the ride. After an autopsy and investigation, it was determined that it was essentially the force of the ride which caused complications. The ride itself operated as intended. It was just a freak accident. We just mentioned the coaster that's widely regarded as one of the best wooden roller coasters in the world. 7th on this list is a coaster widely regarded as one of the best steel roller coasters in the world, Millenium Force. Incredibly, since opening in 2000, it's been ranked 1st or 2nd every single year, apart from 2022, where it came 3rd. The iconic coaster is located at Cedar Point Amusement Park in Ohio. Upon opening, it instantly broke 6 world records, including briefly being the world's tallest and fastest coaster. It was so popular when it opened, wait times often exceeded 4 hours. The $25 million ride has a track length of 6,595 feet, or 2,010 meters. Its maximum height is 310 feet, which is 94 meters, and it sends passengers to a top speed of 93 miles per hour, or 150 kilometers per hour. A complete run takes about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. An incredibly unique accident happened on the ride in 2023. A duck flew into a moving train and became trapped between a seat and a portion of the ride train. The duck was removed by one of the riders, who turned it over to guest services, and then they passed it on to wildlife rehabilitation services. I don't know for sure, but I think the duck survived. Sixth place goes to the ride which managed to end Millenium Force's dominant run as the best steel roller coaster in the world. Fury 325 has won the award every year since 2016. It's a $30 million B&M manufactured steel roller coaster located at Carowinds amusement park in Charlotte, North Carolina. It features a 6,602 foot long track, which is 2,012 metres and reaches a maximum height of 325 feet, or 99 metres, making it the 5th tallest roller coaster in the world. Riders wind through high-speed curves and pass over the park's main entrance, reaching a top speed of 95 miles per hour, which is 153 kilometers per hour. Despite being the best steel roller coaster in the world, it actually went viral in 2023 for all the wrong reasons. On June 30th, 2023, a crack was discovered on one of the supporting columns near where it met the track. People in the park quickly shared videos online showing that the upper section had become completely severed from the rest of the column, and it moved as the train passed over it. The coaster was closed after staff was made aware of the crack. Fury 325 reopened on August 11th after repairs were complete and the ride had been inspected. The ride in 5th place is the first located in Japan. It's a Togo manufactured hyper roller coaster located at Fuji Highland theme park. When Fujiyama opened in 1996, it held the record for being the world's tallest roller coaster and had the largest drop. It was also the world's first hyper twister roller coaster. This meant that unlike traditional hypercoasters, it has a tightly packed layout, a layout which spans 6,709 feet, or 2,045 metres, with an impressively long ride time of 3 minutes and 36 seconds. It incorporates many of the elements that are typical of this coaster design, including a large first drop, head chopper elements, and a series of small bunny hills near the end of the coaster's course. A small fun fact about Fujiyama and many other roller coasters in Japan: the maximum rider age is 64 years old. Fourth place is occupied by the fastest roller coaster in the world, and that being Formula Rossa at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. It reaches a mammoth top speed of 240 kilometers per hour, which is 149 miles per hour. Riders are required to wear safety goggles and can experience up to 4.8 G-force during the ride. As you can imagine, for a ride catapulting you to that speed, it needs a long track, and it does. At 6,804 feet, or 2,074 metres. It is, however, the shortest track on this list in terms of ride time, as it takes just 1 minute and 32 seconds to complete. The second and final wooden roller coaster on this list comes in 3rd place. It's also by far the oldest, being in operation since 1979, an incredible 45 years. The ride being The Beast at Kings Island Amusement Park in Ohio. The record-breaking coaster was well received at a press event preview held on April 13th, 1979. Since its opening, The Beast has consistently ranked in the top 10 among wooden roller coasters in the annual Golden Ticket Awards. The Beast is very unique due to the fact it was designed over the course of 2 years without assistance from scientific calculators or computers, something absolutely unheard of when designing roller coasters in the 21st century. As you can imagine, for a ride so old, some restoration works have had to take place to ensure its longevity, the most significant being in 2021, when a 2,000 foot long chunk of the track was refurbished. This actually ever so slightly increased its total track length from 7,359 feet to 7,361 feet, which is 2,244 metres. It reaches a top speed of 65 miles per hour, or 104 kilometres per hour, and a height of 110 feet, which is 34 metres. After more than 40 years, it remains one of the most popular rides at Kings Island, having accommodated over 54 million riders. Just missing out on the first spot is the roller coaster, which still holds the record for longest roller coaster in the world, but I'll explain that in a minute. It's called Steel Dragon 2000, and it's located at Nagashima Spa-Land in Japan. Opening in 2000, it became the tallest and fastest full-circuit roller coaster, and also the longest roller coaster in the world. The mammoth-sized coaster came with a mammoth price tag, that being $52 million. This, however, is partly due to the ride needing more steel to ensure it was protected from earthquakes, which Japan experiences frequently. It takes riders 4 minutes to travel across the 8,133 foot-long track, or 2,479 metres. It reaches a maximum height of 97 metres, which is 318 feet, and has a top speed of 153 kilometres per hour, or 95 miles per hour. Just a few years after opening, the ride was closed until 2006 due to one of the trains losing a wheel. Not only did this lead to a passenger suffering a back injury, but also a 28-year-old man swimming in the water park was hit on the hip by the falling wheel. Before we get into the number 1 spot, I've just launched a brand new roller coaster channel called Everything Explained Coasters, and I've just released a top 10 fastest roller coasters in the world video. If you want to check it out, the link's in the description, and there'll be a lot more roller coaster content on that channel in the future. So, first place goes to a ride which isn't open yet, but it had to be mentioned because of the fact it's currently in construction. So it's not just a design, and also it will absolutely smash the longest roller coaster record out of the water. Falcons Flight will reach a length of 13,943 feet, which is 4,249 metres, destroying the current record held by Steel Dragon 2000. The ride, which will be located at Six Flags Qiddiya in Saudi Arabia, will also be the world's tallest and fastest coaster. And before this video ends, I have to give an honourable mention to a steel alpine coaster called Tobotronc in Andorra. It uses natural terrain to power its riders through the track. The reason it deserves an honourable mention is its insane track length, 17,388 feet, or 5,300 metres.